Okay, the key to understanding preterite verb forms is the same as with any verb forms, as with the present tense, and that is charting them out. You can see the forms in your head, you can see the patterns and the spelling, and then with that mnemonic device of the chart, you'll be able to use the verbs in the real world without consulting a verb book, without consulting the internet when you're walking down the street or sitting in a restaurant having a conversation or telling a story. Avancemos in this chapter presents three different types of irregular verbs in the preterite and will present to us more as we move on. First comes the verbs ir and ser. The strange but true fact is that they have the same forms in the preterite. The yo form is fui, F-U-I. The tu form is fuiste, F-U-I-S-T-E. The usted, el, and ella form is fue, F-U-E. The nosotros form is fuimos, F-U-I-M-O-S. The vosotros form is fuisteis, F-U-I-S-T-E-I-S. And the ellos, ellas, and ustedes form is fueron, F-U-E-R-O-N. Okay, please chart them out here. First, second, and third person singular forms on the left-hand side of the table, and first, second, and third person plural forms on the right-hand side of the table. The second pattern uses a set of endings with an irregular stem. So it's not the ending, but the stem. We have an odd and unique stem. So here is the set of endings. Iste o, imos istes hieron. What you will come to know is that these are the regular endings for, these are pretty close to the regular ER and IR endings for the preterite, which we haven't really learned yet. The stem for hacer is HIC, is, with a special spelling for the usted, el, and ella form of HIZ. That's to preserve the pronunciation. The rules in Spanish say that if a C is followed by an O, you have to pronounce the C like a K. So we don't want to say eco, we want to continue to say iso, so we spell that with a Z for just that one form. The yo form is, again, the yo form is ise, the tu form is hiciste, and the usted, el, and ella form is iso. The nosotros form is hicimos, H-I-C-I-M-O-S. The vosotros form is hicistes, H-I-C-I-S-T-E-I-S, and the ellos, ellas, and ustedes form is hicieron. Please chart that out here. First, second, and third person singular on the left side of the table, and first, second, and third person plural on the right side of the table. The third group of verbs we're studying at this time has a similar set of endings, iste, and yo for the singular forms, and imos, istes, and hieron for the plural forms. Again, there's essentially, they're pretty close to the regular ER and IR endings for the preterite with just no accents. The stem for these two verbs, this is the odd thing about it, is essentially just the first letter. So for dar, the stem is D, and then that means it's D, diste, dio, dimos, distes, and diero. Please chart them out in the space provided on the handout. And for the verb ver, to see, the stem is essentially the be, or the ube, the letter V. So bi, biste, bio, bimos, bistes, vieron. Again, chart them out here. And we'll do practice sentences with this, and you'll get a chance to look at and make a lot more charts with this. We'll map these next week. Thank you.